Well, good afternoon, and it's so nice to meet all of you. And my name is Barbara, and I'd say I'm really an impressionistic type artist. Um, a lot of what I put on the canvas is a lot of what I'm feeling at the time, and a lot of that has to do with my personal life, what's going on in the overall environment of our country and probably the world. I feel like a lot of artists of expression, if you look at it, you really get a sense of the time they're living in, and that part of it, well, that part of it is reveals a lot, and it's, I think, socially, it's very important for all of us. So I'm very much an artist who is sensitive and someone who expresses feelings in my artwork. Well, personally, as I've moved through time, I really feel like art is life. If you think about it, everything we do is an expression of art. The way we do our hair, the way we talk, the way we dress, the way we see the world. And if you're just walking around, it's not uncommon for me to stop and pause and take a look at something and think, wow, that's a great composition. That could either be a great photo, or it could be a great painting. So over time, this has evolved with me. So life is art to me. I think it was at an early age, probably around 8 or 9. I enjoyed doing things with my hands and learned that the type of person to understand things, learning was that I needed to be able to touch things and make connections with things, and the connection from the hands would go to the brain and facilitate my learning. Now, as a child, did I consciously know that? Probably not. But subconsciously, I would say I was feeling it. And I had the fortunate experience of growing up with a very, very talented family of artists that lived in my neighborhood. So they had a grandmother that painted the most beautiful oils. She had them all over her house. So each one of these children were all creative. They were my best friends growing up, the Verklers, and her parents would just encourage painting, sculpting, doing all these things. So I was fortunate enough to be able to go to their house and work and do all these great things. Even in high school, Connie and I did a project, a broken glass project. We created a stained glass window out of pieces of broken glass from a glass factory in Peoria. We had no knowledge of what we were doing. We had some clear glue, and we had this box of broken pieces of glass, and we put it together to make something. So I think at an early age, I realized it was fundamental to me to be able to express myself that way. Well, my style has always been evolving, but currently I'd say I really lean towards being an impressionist, because feeling so much has to do with what I paint and what I put on canvas or any medium I'm using. So feeling has a lot to do with it. And one thing about this class I'm taking, is I'm learning a little bit more about incorporating some realism in it, and learning a lot more about proportion, because sometimes I'll have the feeling, but maybe the proportion is off, or it could be, perspective could be better. So I'm learning more about that, which is really encouraging to me. It's challenging me, and I like that. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but I think that's how you really learn, is when it's a little uncomfortable, you're not in your comfort zone. So this has been good. I'm hoping to grow in those areas where I feel like I'm weak. And so personally, I'm hoping to grow, to expand on things that I know, but to challenge myself. And then also I wanted to do some networking with other artists and be a little bit more in that community and open my mind to the projects and things they're doing. And it's such an opportunity because you learn a lot from being with like-minded people, and you're seeing what they're doing, we're sharing things, and creating some new friendships. So I feel like I'm getting a lot out of it. I'm starting with the ideas, probably turn of the century time, the ideas of expressing the Victorian times and the beauty that I see in that. So my ideas, I would say, have been focused on that. I'm using a lot of color and a lot of feeling in the paintings, and looking at what the great masters have done, and then seeing if I can interpret some of that into this time period. So that's what I've been. That's really what's been in the back of my mind. I chose it because I enjoy it and because I admire it so much. So that would be why, and I feel comfortable with it. And I love Impressionism. I guess I feel like I want it to live on, and I love the color part of it. Color is really essential to me. I really need to be in an environment that has a lot of warmth and a lot of color. So I like being able to express that. And some of these things I hope at some point maybe to hang in my own home or share with people that I value. I got to try out charcoal in this class, which was great, and I got to do a little more pen and ink, which I haven't done in a long time. So that's been really positive because it's put me in my non-comfort zone a little bit. So I've seen some growth in there in that phase, so I did like that. But I'm working with acrylics and watercolor, and I'm going to be working with oil pastels. I feel like I can accomplish the colors that I want in those mediums. And also what I like about the watercolors and the acrylics and the oil pastels is I'm very hands-on. So it gives me an opportunity to look at it, and then if I want to smear something just a certain way or touch it, or it's almost like the feeling of the colors and things come right through my fingers, and they go, I can't help it. I want it to go on the canvas. So a lot of what I do is feeling, so that in these mediums I can express that. I feel like I'm actually touching it and I'm part of the art. So that's what I like. Well, this is what I like about this class. This is what I've learned. I've learned to start from the basic shapes and structures, and that has been valuable to me because it's taught me to work from ground up. So that's what I'm focusing on, to work from ground up to get to the final, my final satisfaction of what I think I want the piece to look like. And then also this one has encouraged me to do a study of pastels on canvas, and then the other part of it will be acrylics on canvas. So I want to experiment a little bit with the oil, like do a study of the oil pastels on the canvas, because I've never done that before. So I want to see the difference in how I can achieve the lighting and the color and the shading like I want to.